Hari Om. So yesterday we have seen as to how the concept or the word moksha or liberation can remain only an intellectual concept because the real meaning or substance in it is missing due to the practice of the control of the vasanas. Vasanas, desires, whatever it is. So now, mind has to be kept at its pure form. Remember, only when the mind is untroubled by the desires and by the flow through the organs towards the objects of the senses, if it is restrained and when it is peaceful, only then the intellect will be in a position to easily fix the focus on the self or Atma or on the consciousness. Just take an example of our own self. When we are working, when there is lot of pressure and disturbances all around, what do? Don't you feel that the efficiency in the work comes down? If we have seen of late students, why do they become night birds? They start at 10:30 or 10 o'clock in the night and go up to 12, 12:30, 1 o'clock to study in their domes, hostels, because everything would have settled and calmed down. There will not be any disturbance. With the same reason, our rishis of yore said that any sadhana that one has to perform should be in tune with nature, and hence they say doing anything in Brahma Muhurtam, that is from 3 to 6, multiplies the effect. Think. Early morning, of course, I don't know how many of you have seen the rising sun, leave apart looking at 3 o'clock in the morning. The rising sun itself has become durlabha, has become very, very rare commodity. Even if we get up because of the current situations of accommodation in a flat system, until unless we have a window facing the east and there are no obstacles there to see the sun or to get the vitamin D is not possible. And because of that, all ill health and problems, all said and done. Evening till 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, lot of activities would have been there. Lot of pollution would have taken place. And from 7 till 3, that is in these 5 hours, the whole atmosphere would have settled. And once we get up at 3 o'clock, it'll be really fresh. I know it is a challenge, it is a tough thing. But as the saying goes, do it for 40 days. 41st day becomes a routine. First 40 days is really a challenge. It's very, very tough. It's very, very difficult. But give it a try, give it a practice. And 90% of our question is, what should I do at 3 o'clock? Students, they can study. Lawyers can refer to their books. Doctors can analyze the clinical cases, can think and contemplate of any complicated cases and issues. In every field, there is a thing, there is a research to be done. Homemakers, get up at 3 o'clock, have a wash, start your cooking afresh, right from dicing of the vegetables. I know with the invention of refrigerators, it has become so common that weekly once you cut everything and throw it in the fridge. Morning you lift it out because there's no time. Plan. Early to bed, early to rise. What happens is the fresh hours mind will be fresh, and whatever you do will be with full focus. There will not be any there will not be any disturbances. Especially the Adi Bhutaka disturbance will not be there. That is other beings getting a phone call or somebody calling you and all will not be there. Adi Daivika, yes, we don't know. It depends upon the climatic conditions, cyclone or whatever it is. Now with proper infrastructures and all, to some extent we are safe. Unless and until a tornado is going to come and hit where we are supposed to pick up all our belongings and important things and go and sit in a bunker. But generally, the only problem that we have is Adhyatmika, where it comes from within, the lethargy, the laziness, the procrastination, the postponement. Why today? Why now? If that can be removed, that is the best. So, the mind which is untroubled and peaceful, sorry, only that mind will be in a position to fix in the Atman. Once the mind is fixed in the Atman, then the bliss is an automatic process. And each one of us are blessed if the mind is fixed in the self. The nature of it is like a river emptying itself into the ocean and becoming one with the ocean. When the mind drops all the lingerings and settles, it's something like the small mind getting merged with the cosmic mind. The small mind is like the river, and the cosmic mind is like the ocean. This joins that. The river loses its entity and becomes the ocean itself. Similarly, the small ego, the small I, falls and the capital I emerges. Think. The happiness that we get out of finite things are all temporary. But the happiness of the Creator, Brahman, is supreme. Just a drop of that happiness is enough. As the saying goes, instead of drinking of barrels and barrels of donkey's milk, it is better to have a drop of cow's milk. What do we need other than to merge oneself into the cosmic bliss? Think. which is permanent, everlasting. Isn't it? So come, let us, each one of us, who are punished by the sorrows and the sufferings of the evil because of our own mind or anything, shall strive for this during the Brahma Muhurtams and set the path of liberation for oneself from within. So with this, I conclude today's session. Thanks for being with Krishnam Vande Jagat Guru.